Well, we're back and we're going to push our luck here a little bit and see if we can't get another video in before this movie app decides to do something weird. So if you will remember, we just finished our beautiful shepherd's pie. That will go in the oven in just a little bit. But I had, because I like the mixture of the meat, so I had a lot of meat, so I browned off all of the meat at the same time, which was ground chicken, ground beef, a package of hot sausage. I took it out of the casing. I sliced it and took it out of the casing and put it in the pot, and then some sweet Italian sausage. And that's just the combination of flavors that I like. And because it has all of those different flavors primarily in the sausage, I don't use a lot of additional spices because the meat really does flavor it well. But anyway, so we browned that off with onion and fresh garlic, diced. And then we went that direction and did the shepherd's pie and added, the different things for the shepherd's pie. But I still have a good amount of meat here. So I'm going to make some Italian gravy or spaghetti sauce. And I'm not having this anytime soon. I'm just making it. I will put it in my little quart containers. It will go in my freezer. And then one night when I want chicken parm or when I want pizza or when I want spaghetti, ta-da, it's all ready. So here we go. This has already been browned, as you know, and it already has tomato paste in it. So that's what you're looking at here. It's just browned meat with garlic, onion, and tomato paste. To that, and it's cooking, I'm gonna add, this is a cup, 8 ounces of red wine. I'm telling you, that's the base for an Italian sauce right there. Now, as far as if you're worried about the wine, the alcohol content of the wine will completely cook out. So you don't have to worry about anything like that. It's just the flavor. And I think this one's Sutter Home. Another one I use is Woodbridge. These are just so handy to keep in your pantry because typically, if I only used half of it, I could have put the screw top back on and put it right back in my pantry until I needed the rest of it. But because I'm making a big pot here, I need a cup of wine, and that's perfect. So I'm gonna let that cook for just a few minutes while I get the rest of my cans open here. Once again, I've lost my opener. So these are my pride and joys, truthfully. And come this summer, I'm going to show you how to do this. These are fresh tomatoes that I canned last, I think, probably August. And oh my goodness, they're just so good. And so I use them in stuff that stays here, or stuff that I'm serving here. But they are fresh tomatoes, and in they're going to go. And I'm going to put 2 of them in here. Again, so now I've probably got another, this is probably maybe 2.5, because I think I had about 1.5 pounds for that, for the shepherd's pie, and I had a total of 4 pounds of meat. So that's probably 2.5 pounds. So that is, those are, let's just call them stewed tomatoes. They're fresh tomatoes. To that, I'm going to add some diced tomatoes because I like the texture of diced tomatoes in here. And let me stir this up. There we go. And the final thing is a can of crushed tomatoes. Now, for every Italian person that I know in New Jersey, I will get a different recipe. Everybody has their own way of doing it. This is the basic and how I was taught the basic from my Italian friend. And this is just kind of what I like. But it certainly is a method. So you're going to have your meat mixture. which for this Italian sausage, you definitely want Italian sausage and ground beef anyway. And you know, I just love ground chicken. So that's kind of my meat combo. So to that, let me wipe my hands off here. I'm going to add a little oregano. Remember, I've already got garlic cooked into the meat. That is probably a half a teaspoon. I'm going to crush it with the heel of my hand, because that's just how I was always taught to do it. They say that it opens up the flavor. Who knows? Now, there is always a dispute between people on whether or not you should add sugar to your sauce. And I know people who actually add cinnamon too. I don't. You know, maybe it's because of the fresh tomatoes. I don't have that bite. I know the point of the sugar, because sometimes it can be have so much acidic property to it that you come and feel like you're going tart, and that sugar kind of cuts that just a little bit. But I don't know if it's because I use fresh tomatoes or what, but I very rarely feel like I have to do that. So that is the end of that. Now I'm going to let this cook. I'm going to bring it up to a boil and then knock it back to a simmer. I'm going to put the lid on it and it'll cook down. I want you to see inside of this pot so you can see where it is right now, right here. And as it cooks down, it will leave a ring right there. And as it cooks down, that flavor will intensify. And I'm going to put the lid on it because I want to hold that steam inside, because that's got a lot of flavor to it. So I'm going to bring it, like I said, I'm going to bring it up to a boil, but I'm going to knock it back to a very low simmer. And I'm going to simmer it for probably a good hour, if not longer, because it's just so good. So there you have it. That's my pasta sauce, or my spaghetti sauce, or my Italian gravy, however you want to say it. But we kind of got we got more than 2 meals, because we did the meat mixture and did the shepherd's pie, and then I got a pot of spaghetti sauce going, which is really designed just to go into the freezer. So I hope you give them both a whirl. Have a great night.